Hi, and welcome to the first episode of this monthly live series. I am so excited to have you here. Whether you're tuning in live or catching the replay later, thank you for joining. So, today we are going to be diving deep into freelancing, the real, raw, behind the scenes life of being your own boss. If you are freelancing already or thinking about starting, or perhaps just curious about how it works, you're in the right place. To let you know a bit about myself, I am Namrata, founder of Keemiya Creatives and Bookbots India, part-time writer, part editor, full-time book nerd. I help authors turn their ideas into books and their drafts into masterpieces. Think of me as the literary fairy godmother you didn't know you needed. Mine is the wand, but definitely with a red pen. So let's jump in. First things first, freelancing is not all pajamas and coffee shops, but it's also not just feast for mind stress. It's somewhere in between. What I love most, flexibility and freedom. But here's the catch, that freedom comes with responsibility. You are in charge of finding clients, managing deadlines, and chasing payments. So here's a quick reality check. If you are freelancing to escape a 9 to 5, know that you might end up working more hours at times. The difference is you choose those hours, and that's powerful. I worked as a banker for a decade before turning into freelancing, where also coincidentally I have completed a decade. So I think I'm the right person to comment on this right now. So let me break down a few things that really helped me and how when I started out. And please do take notes, share your questions or any thoughts that you might have. Leave your comments also in this video. The first and the most important thing was to niche down. The more specific you are, the easier it is to stand out. Don't try to do everything for everyone. Ask yourself, what do you love doing? And what are you great at? This impacts two ways. One, of course, it's the joy. You enjoy doing it so much that you're just happy. It doesn't feel like work anymore. And two, it shows in the output. When you enjoy doing something, the product that you deliver, the finished product, is definitely going to be very good. So when I say niche is becoming more and more specific. So even being a freelancing editor is not specific. Freelancing romance editor is where you're niching it down. Second, more important thing is price your work right. Don't undercharge. You're not just starting out, you're bringing skills that someone needs. Research industry rates and factor in your experience. So, a little bit of a story here. When I started out, I came to writing from a background that was not writing. I hold my master's degree in finance, strategic finance and control. And I had experience in finance. So when I started out, it was very obvious for people to not be able to trust me with their work because I didn't have experience. So that is when I did work for free. I did work to learn because for me, learning on the job was how it went. I was working full time, and this was a part time learning angle that I had taken here. But of course, over the years, as I did specialized courses, I attended a lot of workshops. I even have qualifications now in publishing, in editing, in writing. So after I gained experience, I no longer accept projects which are not aligning with those payments or don't pay well, or where I feel that the the client or the prospect is not respecting this entire thing. It is very important for you to understand that. So if you're someone who already holds a degree in, say, literature or in publishing, and who is still just starting out, you still have a degree in the industry. You know your basics. So that doesn't mean that you're a newbie who will work for nothing. There is a difference. The third and the most important thing is build relationships. Referrals are gold in freelancing. Treat every client like they are your top priority. Even if it's a small project, they might recommend you for bigger ones. When I started out, I was not in the greatest shape of my health. And due to those reasons, it was difficult for me to market myself or look out actively for work. And at the same time, deliver on time. So, whatever work I got, I ensured that I delivered it so well that the cycle just kept running through reference. So clients kept telling other clients, and that's how it worked. And it was enough for me to sustain on that income. Yes, I sustained on that income. So that is what I'm trying to say. When you deliver good, when you niche down, you are happy doing what you love, and you price yourself well, you're so happy that when you build relationships, that also shows all these things work together. It's not like these three things are separate. These things are actually intertwined. And the most important factor is to learn to say no. I still do. I'm still learning. I just said no last month to a very big project, and it's not something I'm very happy about having to let go. But then I'm very happy and proud about the fact that I could take a stand, and I'm grateful about that. It takes a lot of time for you to say no, learn how to do it, and take a stand, and to understand that not every project is a good fit. If a client is not respecting your boundaries or offering far too little, just walk away. Trust me, it's better to wait for the right opportunity. It works best. Now we come to the most daunting part of freelancing. Freelancing can be very lonely at times because you're working from your home, typing away to glory. So three things that help me stay motivated is community. Find your people, find your tribe, other freelancers, people who are working from home, people who you connect with because of your interests, same age group, perhaps, anything. If you are someone who enjoys in-person meetings, there are many communities, even for freelancers, in cities, tier one, tier two, who gather once a month, who meet, who discuss, who share. This actually helps you feel very good. I have a WhatsApp group with a 4 5 member group, which is a very closed group, but I have known them for more than a decade now. They all are freelancers, they all are writers and freelancers, and the joy that sometimes you could just rant your heart out and feel that somebody who's from your industry is able to understand this is very important. I know friends, family, everybody is there, but having somebody from your same workplace who can understand the ethos that you're talking about or the chaos that you want to rant about is also important. Second most important thing that keeps me stay motivated is routine. Treat your work like a real job. Set hours, take breaks, and log off. In freelancing, it is very difficult to set a proper time and separate your personal and professional life, but it is very important. If you do not do it in the beginning, trust me, later as you progress as a freelancer, it just keeps getting more and more difficult every time, because clients become used to you being available all the time. And more so, why is this important, apart from of course helping you stay motivated, is also the fact that we all are creators. When you are freelancing, you are, in some way, you have to create something. When you are a creator, a creative person, you need inspiration, you need motivation, you need to think, you need to perhaps, I say that I need to see a sunset to be able to describe it for a ghostwriting project. I need to go out. I need to take a break from my work, because otherwise it impacts my creative streak. So, if you are saying that you are on the desk available from 9 a.m. to say 3 p.m., be there. Lunch break, this and this time. And communicate it very clearly with clients. This ensures that they know when you are available, what are the deliverables. And I learned very late, but it's a thing that I definitely learned, is that when you are trying to respect your own self, when you do that, when you respect your own self, set boundaries and everything, clients respect you back. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty, and that actually shows on everything. The other most important thing that helped me stay motivated is by celebrating smallest of the wins. Finished a project, celebrate. Landed a client, celebrate. Like I just said, I said no last month. I celebrated that no. Because for me, that shows that I have grown as a person. I am now confident about my work. And more importantly, I also know where, what project is not a good fit. That's a huge learning. So I celebrated that. Now, let's talk about wearing all the hats. So, one of the most unexpected parts of freelancing is realizing just how many hats you have to wear. One day you are the creative lead, the next day you are the accountant, admin, courier, and even customer service. So, here's the thing, it's absolutely fine not to know how to do everything perfectly from day one. What worked for me in this case is upskilling. I took the time to learn just enough about the areas that made me feel stuck, whether it was handling invoices, setting up automations, or managing project timelines. Sometimes watching a 10-minute tutorial was all it took to make things easier. And there are so many tools and apps today, that can take care of the nitty gritties and invoicing software, social media schedulers, project management platforms. The goal is not to master everything, but to find what works for you, deliver on time, and keep moving forward. I also follow a lot of people on various social media platforms who share tips and tricks what worked for them within the freelancing community, and even that has helped. That, oh, this person has tried this, maybe I should try that. Of course, at the end, you eventually find out what works for you, what are you most comfortable with. But to discover that, you still have to try a couple of things to understand what works for you. And when things felt out of reach, I wasn't shy about asking for help. So I have DM'd freelancers I admire to ask for quick tips or recommendations. The freelancing community is incredible. We've all been there. And there's always someone willing to guide you. So if you're just starting out and the juggle feels overwhelming, take it one step at a time, upskill where you can, and use the right tools. Remember that you don't have to do it alone. Coming to the flip side, chasing money and difficult clients. Let's be real, freelancing is not about flexible schedules. There's a flip side that does not get talked about enough. When you're freelancing, there is always this underlying pressure to keep the money flowing. Some months are amazing, and others, well, they feel like tumbleweeds rolling by. And in those moments, it's tempting to say yes to every project that lands in your inbox, even the ones that scream red flag. I've been there. Yes, every freelancer has been there. Taking on projects purely for the paycheck, even when I knew they were not aligned with what I wanted to do, is something that has been a part of every freelancer's journey, I'm sure. And let me tell you, those are the projects that often end up being the most draining. Tight deadlines, endless revisions, and clients who treat scope of work like a suggestion, not a boundary. These projects are also the projects where I'm not too comfortable talking about them or claiming them to be a part of my portfolio. While the recent projects, the last 1 2 years that I've been working, I actually feel so proud of the work that I've done that I could scream from the rooftops and show everyone what I've done. So that is also one thing, that the joy, when you drain out the joy and work on it for money, you disassociate in your mind. And speaking of clients, well, we all have stories, don't we? The ones who ghost you after you send the final deliverable, the ones who ask for just one more thing 5 times over, or the ones who want premium work but insist they can only pay in exposure. The stories we have to share are just too many. So here's what I've learned. Not every project is worth your energy. If your gut says so, listen to it. Clarity is the key. Set crystal clear boundaries on deliverables, timelines, and revisions right from the start. Get it in writing always. Know your worth and charge for it. If a client undervalues your skills, let them walk. There'll always be another project. Over the last few years, I have made it a rule that I do not work with clients without an agreement. It could be something as basic as an MOU typed on an email in a very simple language which says that this is what we have agreed upon, this is what will be delivered, and this is the payment. It still has to be there for me. Even working with the closest of friends, I have done that, because wherever the question of money comes in, it's very important for you to draw a line. The desire to keep the money coming in is real. But freelancing isn't just about survival, it's about creating a work life that works for you. And it's okay to pause, say no, and wait for the right opportunities, the ones that value your time and talent. And that's all for the first episode today. I hope today's chat gave you some insight or maybe a little boost if you're already freelancing. This is just the start. Each month, we'll dive into different topics, from client management to marketing yourself and everything in between. The topic for next month's live is ghostwriting. Before I go, if you have any questions or topics you would love to see covered in future lives, drop them in the comments or DM. We would love to hear from you. Thank you once again for spending your time with me. Go out there, create something amazing, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much.